How's it going, guys? Eric here from Techisode TV. Wait, just hold on a second. Every video I've said that. Hey guys, how's it going? How you doing, guys? How's everyone doing? And in my 4 million plus views, not one person has ever commented down below saying, hey, thanks for asking, Eric, I'm doing great. That's never happened. So let's change that this video. In this video, let's have someone post, at least one person post down below saying how you're doing. So hopefully it's well. If it's not, I'll pray for you, and hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better about whatever situation you're going through, knowing that someone's praying for you. All right, now, time for the video. This is a video that everyone's been waiting for. Even if you didn't know you were waiting for this video, you've been waiting for this video. This is the top 100 features review for the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. That's right. Yay, it's here! Disclaimer, I'm not saying these are the only phones with any of these features. That is not the case. There are definitely some other phones that have some of these features, and that makes those phones awesome too. That wasn't even sped up. That was just straight up just talking. I should be a rapper. No, I shouldn't do that. No, definitely not. One more thing before we kick this video off. In the top right corner, your right, the top right corner of the video, in like this region here, you'll see a number associated with each feature that you see. So if you see a feature you're interested in, write that number down, then head over to www.techisode.tv. I'll have an article there that details all the different features, all numbered, so you can see a little bit more information about each feature. If you want to go a little bit more in depth with it, you want to take a little bit more time with it, definitely check that out on the website. But if you want to drink from a fire hose, you're at the right place. So, without any further ado, let's get started. It has side sync, which allows you to automatically connect your S7 to your PC or Mac anytime both devices are on the same Wi-Fi network. Once connected, you can see your S7 screen right on your computer and literally do anything on your S7 as if you were holding it in your hand. All of the notifications will show up on your computer, and you can reply to any texts, emails, or any other message right from your computer without ever touching your phone. You can also answer phone calls using any microphones and speakers connected to your computer. I should also mention that the speed of this app is heavily dependent on how good your wireless network is. You can enable SOS messages, which activate when you triple-click the power button. This will snap a picture with both your front and rear camera, record a few seconds of audio, then send the pictures, the audio, and your GPS location to any emergency contacts you set up. You can add camera shortcuts to the home screen for different camera modes. This will open the camera app and go straight to that camera mode. You can even put these in an edge panel for faster access. This is great if you often take panoramas and selfies, but don't like changing to those modes every time you start the camera app. The Edge variant, of course, has the Edge panels. But there is so much to these panels that I had to make a separate 18-minute video just to cover everything. To see literally every single thing you can do with the Edge screen, click the banner above or the link in the description. Long pressing on text in various apps brings up a few actions for the text. One of those options is to look the word up in a dictionary, which quickly defines the word for you in a pop-up. You can even search for the word to get more information. If you download Samsung's S-Translate app, you'll even get the option to translate a selection of text to various languages and read that text out loud. You can also quickly copy the translation. You get true 240 frames per second slow motion recording at 720p that finally rivals the iPhone 6s's camera. To see an in-depth comparison of the slow motion recording on the iPhone 6 Plus, the iPhone 6s Plus, and the Galaxy S7 Edge, click the banner above or the link in the description. The screen on the Galaxy S7 has been ranked as the best screen for outdoor visibility on any mobile device by DisplayMate, one of the leading display review companies. Check out their full review in the description below. DisplayMate also says that the screen has the most accurate color reproduction of any smartphone or tablet currently on the market. S-Finder searches all of your photos, messages, documents, settings, apps, Google, and much more, all in one convenient place. It has Samsung Smart Switch built in, which quickly transfers all of your contacts, calendar events, text messages, photos, music, videos, call logs, memos, alarms, and Wi-Fi settings from many iOS, Android, or BlackBerry devices. This makes switching to a Samsung device easier than ever. To see an in-depth video of this, click the banner above or the link in the description. It has a Touch ID-like fingerprint reader where you only have to touch the home button to unlock the device. You can also use this to make payments in the App Store, log into any accounts using the built-in internet browser, and use it in some apps for logins or payment confirmations. It's IP68 certified for dust and water resistance, which means it can last for at least 30 minutes at 3 feet underwater. It has fast charging, which can charge your phone from 0 to 50% in less than 40 minutes. That's enough juice to get some people through an entire day. Not only that, but you can also get to 100% in about an hour and a half. To put that into perspective, the iPhone 6s Plus takes about 3 hours to charge. It also has built-in fast wireless charging, which is over 30% faster than normal wireless charging, and can charge your phone from 0 to 100% in under 2.5 hours. Since it has Android Marshmallow, it has Google Now on tap, which will analyze any text on your screen when you press and hold the home button, then suggest actions based on that text. You can do things like start a Pandora station based on a music artist, view a famous person's Twitter profile, instantly get directions, see who's in the cast for a certain movie, and so much more that I'd need an entire video just to cover all the things you can do with Google Now on tap. You can use Miracast or Chromecast, which allow you to wirelessly mirror anything from your phone screen to any TV or monitor with a Miracast or Chromecast dongle. Many smart TVs even have this feature built in, so you wouldn't even need the dongle. And if you connect a keyboard and mouse to your S7, you can even use Chromecast or Miracast to literally turn your phone into an Android-based desktop computer. You can double press the home button to get to the camera app in less than 1 second. It has Samsung Pay. Think of this like Apple Pay or Android Pay on steroids. Not only can you tap to pay, but you can also place your S7 next to any traditional card reader and make that card reader think you just swiped a real credit card. No NFC required. It has an always-on display that's customizable. You can choose to show one of 7 different types of clocks, your calendar displayed in one of 2 different ways, or one of 3 preset images. If you install a new theme, you can get even more images. It's the first smartphone to incorporate dual pixel autofocus technology, which is a DSLR level feature, and makes the S7 the fastest focusing smartphone camera compared to any other smartphone currently on the market. It has Quick Connect. Think of this like AirDrop on the iPhone, but up to 10 times faster when you connect to a Wi-Fi Direct capable device. You can also connect to any Bluetooth device that's capable of transferring data, which is most laptops and smart devices in general. Simply put, this allows you to quickly transfer photos, music, documents, or anything else you have stored on your S7 to just about any other device within Wi-Fi or Bluetooth range. It has customizable always-on voice commands for S-Voice. Cortana, it's Master Chief. What's the weather going to be in San Francisco on Wednesday?
Make sure you bring your sunglasses on Wednesday.
You can also enable this for Google Now, which works whenever your screen is on. Okay, Google. If your phone is plugged in, Google Now will even work with the screen off. Okay, Google. You can quickly get to all of your quick toggles by pulling down the notification shade twice with 1 finger, or once with 2 fingers. And if you long press on a quick toggle, it takes you directly to the settings for that toggle. It's arguably one of the coolest looking devices with its glass and metal body, nearly flush camera, and curved glass both on the front and back. That curved glass also makes it one of the most comfortable phones to hold. Minus the slipperiness of the glass, that is. There's a Pro Camera mode which allows you to manually adjust the white balance if the colors don't look quite right, the focus if you want to get a stylized shot or just want a macro shot, the ISO from 50 to 800, the shutter speed from 1/24,000th of a second to capture very fast moving objects, all the way up to 10 seconds, which when paired with a tripod can make for fun shots with a laser pointer or great nighttime landscape shots. You can also add customizable filters and set custom profiles for different situations. So you could have an ultra low light profile for when you're taking pictures with a tripod, an outdoor profile, and an indoor profile. You can also switch between center-weighted autofocus or multi-point autofocus, choose between center-weighted, matrix, and spot metering, add a timer, toggle flash on and off, and change the resolution. If you're done changing those settings, you can hide them by tapping the up arrow. Lastly, Samsung finally gave us the ability to control things like focus, white balance, and exposure while recording in Pro mode. If you don't want to use the fingerprint reader but want something more secure than a series of numbers that anyone can watch you enter, you can use Direction Unlock. This unlocks your phone with a series of swipes across the screen. Most people won't even know what you're doing. It has voice memo, which converts everything you say to text. It then saves both the text and the audio recording for reviewing later. There's an animate option in the gallery that allows you to make custom GIFs super fast. You can download a Samsung exclusive app called SoundCamp, which is a full-blown music creation app with over 20 different instruments and effects, and up to 8 individual tracks with all the editing tools you'd expect in a music app, including a piano roll and much, much more. It has tracking autofocus, which tracks the moving objects you're filming and keeps that object in focus no matter how close or far they get from the screen. Smart Alert for notifications will make your phone vibrate briefly when you pick it up if you have any unseen notifications. You can change the theme of the entire device. On most phones, you're limited to changing icons and backgrounds, but changing a theme on the S7 even changes the lock screen, can add animated wallpapers, change your always-on display, your menus, your dialer, and other system apps. The gallery has various ways that you can view your pictures. You can view them by time, organize them by custom albums, view only special events like concerts, birthdays, sports games, and other similar events, or even organize them by categories that are automatically generated based on what's in the photos. You can also add photos to a favorite section quickly and easily by tapping the star icon while viewing a photo. There's even a search option to quickly find a specific photo or group of photos. It has multi-window, which allows you to have 2 apps open at the same time. This is particularly useful for things like browsing the web while watching a YouTube video. Multi-window also has the ability to copy content from one app to another simply by dragging and dropping. You can drag images, text, links, and more. There's also pop-up window, which allows you to have up to 5 pop-up windows and 1 background window open at the same time. This is useful if you're constantly on Twitter and Facebook and want quick access to those apps no matter what you're doing on your phone, or if you need to use your calculator on top of another app to quickly add expenses up. To enable this, just swipe down from the top right or left corner of a supported app. If you long press on the screen while taking a photo, you can lock the focus and exposure value. This is handy for making it easier to see something in front of a very bright background. You can also manually adjust the exposure every time you tap to focus. You can quickly customize how many apps and widgets can fit on your home screens. Putting your palm on the screen when receiving a call automatically silences the call. You can do the same by turning the phone face down. You can enable the game launcher, which gives you lots of gaming controls, including a power saving mode, which limits the resolution and frames per second to give you longer game time if you've almost finished part of a game and don't want to plug the phone in to finish playing. There's a top charts section to show you the top games in different categories, and a featured videos section that shows you the top YouTube videos related to the games you have installed, as well as other games. You can also turn on a Do Not Disturb mode that's only on when you're playing a game to prevent pop-ups at the most inconvenient times. However, phone calls will still get through. The last feature here is the game tools that allow you to turn Do Not Disturb mode on and off, lock the recent apps and back keys so you don't accidentally leave the game, minimize the game, take a screenshot of the game, record the game footage, as well as the option to either record yourself with the front-facing camera or just have a picture or an avatar, and choose whether you want to record game sound or the sound from your mic so you can talk to your audience. You can also change the recording resolution as well as the bitrate. You can record in 4K resolution, which is literally taking an 8 megapixel picture 30 times a second. There are 2 customizable app shortcuts on the lock screen to quickly take you to any app you have installed on your S7. You can use a feature called Adapt Sound to fine-tune the audio output of your phone to any pair of headphones. This allows you to make even a cheap pair of headphones sound much better. It also has a built-in equalizer that allows you to manually adjust the bass and treble, as well as adjust the sound to hear more of the instruments or vocals. It even has an advanced equalizer where you can manually adjust the gain of different frequencies. And if you want something really simple, you can just tap the equalizer text and select a preset. These settings work for all applications and can be set independently for your built-in speakers and any external headphones that you connect. It has power saving mode that limits device performance, limits vibration feedback, restricts location services, can restrict all background data, and can even be set to turn on automatically at various percentages to give you an extra boost in battery life. It has ultra power saving mode, which allows you to get literally days of battery life. I once used this feature on my Note 4 when I had just 10% of my battery left and was able to go an entire weekend without having to charge the device. It has a built-in parallax effect that gives the illusion of depth between your apps and your wallpaper. The camera has a selective autofocus mode that allows you to choose what you want to focus on after you take the picture. The Galaxy S7 has a Quad HD display. To put that into perspective, that's a little over 3.5 times the resolution of Apple's Retina display on the iPhone 6s Plus. And while it's true that Quad HD is overkill in many situations, it's not when you're talking about virtual reality, which is the next feature. The Galaxy S7 can play virtual reality games with the Samsung Gear VR. I've been using this since the developer version was released with the Galaxy Note 4, and I'm still blown away when I play games on this. To learn more about the Gear VR, click the link in the description. The camera has a motion panorama mode which captures a video while you're capturing a panorama. However, you should know that no audio is recorded. Alright, we're about halfway through the video and I want to take a quick break and tell you guys about this book. It's called Fragile: 30 Days of Hope for the Anxious Heart, and it's for anyone who struggles with debilitating anxiety or worry. So if at the beginning of this video when I asked how you were doing, you thought to yourself, you know, Eric, I'm really not doing that great. I'm struggling with a lot of anxiety, got a lot of worry, it's just completely crippling me. This is the book for you. I highly recommend that you check it out. My wife actually wrote this book and it was published at the end of last year, and I'm just so proud of her for putting this book out there and for seeing how it's impacted so many people's lives already. And I hope that it can impact your life if that's something that you struggle with. I hope that you can find freedom from that through this book. If you want to check it out, it's on Amazon. You can also get an ebook version on Amazon, or if you want a signed copy, you can get it directly from my wife's website, which I'll have linked below. And if you use the coupon code Techisode TV, you'll get an extra discount on the book as well if you get it from my wife's website. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get back to the video. The settings menu has its own dedicated search bar to help you find any specific settings you're looking for. Say goodbye to tapping through endless submenus. You can turn on Auto Factory Reset, which will factory reset your device if someone incorrectly attempts to unlock your device 15 times. This erases all of your photos, apps, data, everything. So make sure none of your friends know you have this turned on, or you could be in for a pretty nasty prank. Swiping your palm across the screen takes a screenshot. You can also use the traditional method of holding the home and power buttons. Speaking of screenshots, it has Smart Capture, which gives you 3 options whenever you take a screenshot. There's Scroll Capture, which will scroll down the page and capture more of the screen every time you tap the button. Once you're done, it will save a single, very long screenshot of the page. It also has a Quick Crop option that allows you to crop the screenshot, then share it, or save it directly to your gallery. And the third option is to quickly share the screenshot. Easy Mode makes the interface so simple that it can help the most technologically challenged people feel like smartphone geniuses. You're locked to a home screen, a contact screen, and a quick app screen. You can add extra contacts and app screens, but that's about it. Samsung even added a help button in case this was still too advanced for some users. As if that wasn't easy enough, Samsung even simplified the camera, email, gallery, internet, messages, phone, and calendar apps. This is a great feature for people who want to learn how to use smartphones but are worried about complex menus or accidentally removing things. If you hold the power button for a couple seconds, you get the option to turn on emergency mode, which gives you quick access to a flashlight, alarm sounds, a quick way to share your location with emergency contacts, maps, 2-touch 911 dialing, and a few other apps, while disabling pretty much everything else to drastically extend your battery life in an emergency situation. This is an invaluable feature if you're ever in an accident and need immediate assistance. It has optical image stabilization, which helps remove shake and blur from your photos and videos by literally moving the camera itself inside the phone. It also has video digital image stabilization, which combines with the optical image stabilization to give you an even steadier shot. You can save photos in RAW format. It has Find My Mobile, which allows you to get the GPS location of your phone, make it ring if you lost it in your home, lock your phone, lock or completely remove Samsung Pay, delete all the data from your device, turn on ultra power saving mode, and import your call logs to see who a thief has been calling, all remotely from any device with a data connection. This is a great feature for catching a thief or simply finding your S7 if you lost it. There is even a Guardian option for parents in case they want to be able to track their kids' phones if they lose it at school. Or maybe just keep tabs on where their kids are actually going. Whenever you tap the Share button, you'll be shown 4 of your most recent contacts from your most recently opened app. This works for many, but not all social media apps. There's a fully customizable Do Not Disturb mode that can be set to a schedule. You can even allow exceptions for specific contacts and other situations. You can turn on Motion Photo, which saves a short video with each picture you take to capture what happened moments before that picture. The gallery has a collage option which allows you to make great looking collages extremely easily. There's even a shuffle button if you're not sure how you want to set up your collage. You can enable gesture wake up, which allows you to turn the screen on by waving your hand over it. This is handy for quickly checking your missed messages if your hands are messy. The keyboard has a number of useful features. You can add phrase shortcuts to the keyboard, so you just have to type a few letters to get a whole phrase. You can turn on high contrast mode to make the keys easier to read if you don't have the best vision. You can change the keyboard's height and width. You can switch from the standard swipe to text input to cursor mode, which drags a cursor around when you swipe around the keyboard. Keep in mind, when you're in cursor mode, you won't be able to do the usual swipe to text method. You can switch languages just by swiping on the spacebar. And lastly, it has a clipboard which holds everything you copy. This is useful for copying multiple bits of text or images, then pasting them into a message all in one shot. It has app pinning, which locks the S7 to a specific app. This is great for handing your phone to a child to play a game, or handing it to someone so they can make a phone call. The only way to get out of it is to hold both the recent apps and back buttons at the same time. And for added security, you can even have the phone automatically go to the lock screen once the app is exited. You can quickly share access to your home or office wireless network with many other Samsung smartphone owners without having to give the other person your password. You can even limit the amount of time their connection is good for if you don't want them hopping on sometime later. You can set up emergency medical contacts and information if you were ever injured and medical professionals need to know things like your blood type and allergies, as well as your emergency contacts. The video player has a handful of useful features. You can scrub through movies more accurately by sliding your finger up above the scrubber. You can move at full speed, half speed, or quarter speed to find that one scene you're looking for. Pressing the power button locks the controls so you can hand the phone to someone else without having to worry about them hitting any on-screen buttons, the capacitive buttons, or even the home button by accident and leaving the video. You can swipe up or down on the left side of the screen to adjust the brightness, or you can swipe up or down on the right side of the screen to adjust the volume. If you tap List, you see a list of all the videos you have on your S7. And if you tap the pop-up icon, the video will pop into a floating window that stays on top of any other apps you have open. This is great for quickly sending a message without having to stop a movie. It has private mode, which allows you to hide any family pictures or sensitive documents behind your fingerprint or password. When you leave private mode, your files won't show up at all. Then, when you reactivate private mode with your fingerprint or password, all of your files will be visible again. Smart Stay keeps your screen on as long as you're looking at it. No more having to tap the screen every so many seconds just to keep the screen from shutting off. Virtual Shot mode allows you to take a 180-degree panorama with you in the center. You can also use Virtual Shot to pan around an object. There's a help section in the settings that teaches you how to use many of the features on your S7 in a simple and intuitive way. Smart Lock disables your lock screen when you're connected to a trusted device like a smartwatch, Bluetooth headphones, or any other Bluetooth-enabled device. When you're near a trusted place like your home or a family member's house, when you use voice commands and it recognizes your voice, or with on-body detection, which keeps your phone unlocked as long as it's in your pocket or in your hand. Once you place your phone down on a table, it will lock. You can enable or disable as many of these as you want. It has a 5-megapixel front-facing camera and a wide selfie mode for group selfies, which is effectively like taking a panorama photo with the front-facing camera. You can shrink the entire screen down by triple tapping the home button. This is great for reaching the upper corners of your phone if you have smaller hands and don't want to be doing finger gymnastics. If you aren't comfortable with your password being shown to the world character by character when you type it in front of someone, you can disable the Make Passwords Visible option. This will make it so no one can see the last character you pressed. You can enable Assistant menu, which turns on a floating icon that brings up a bunch of useful shortcuts when tapped. You can even set these to be contextual so they change depending on which application you have open. You can enable one-handed mode, which shrinks the keyboard, dialer, in-call buttons, calculator, and unlock pattern to make one-handed use easier. You can customize the display settings to change how colors look on your S7. Basic will give you the most true-to-life colors. AMOLED Photo will make your photos pop a bit more. AMOLED Cinema will make movies look better. And Adaptive Display will change the color range, saturation, and sharpness dynamically based on whichever app you have open. You can set up shortcuts for your most frequently used settings so they always show up front and center when you enter the settings menu. You can live stream to YouTube in full 1080p right from your S7. It has Samsung Plus, which can teach you about cool features on your phone, give you quick access to a phone call or video chats with Samsung specialists, give you tips on how to keep your phone running fast as well as increase battery life, and much, much more. The interview mode in the voice recorder app records just the audio of you and the person in front of you while canceling out any sounds that come from the sides of the phone. This makes for clearer audio playback in noisy environments. There's a rear camera selfie mode which vibrates once to let you know your face is in the shot, then takes a photo 2 seconds later. No more missing your face with a rear camera selfie. If you find a web page that has 360-degree videos on it, you can just put the S7 into your Gear VR and watch those 360-degree videos in virtual reality. There's a built-in heart rate monitor that's more advanced than the one that just uses your phone's camera and flash. This one can not only record your heart rate, but even the oxygen saturation in your blood. You can take a selfie just by raising your hand when using the front-facing camera. This is great if you don't want to risk shaking the camera when taking a photo. You can also just tap the heart rate sensor to take a selfie. And if you don't want to move at all, you can just use voice commands to take photos. Smile. You can disable bloatware that carriers install on your phone quickly and easily just by dragging and dropping from the app drawer. The calculator app turns into a scientific calculator when you turn it sideways. You can swipe to the side while on a phone call to reveal a bunch of shortcuts. Swiping across a contact either directly calls or messages them depending on which way you swipe. This also works from within the messaging app. There's an optimized battery usage section that restricts an app's ability to use mobile networks or sync data if it hasn't been used for a few days. There's a built-in dynamic widget called My Places that you can set up to change based on your location. So if you typically use the Bible app, YouTube, and the internet when you're home, those apps will appear when you get home. And if you typically use Android Pay and check out what's nearby when you're out and about, those apps will show up automatically when you're out on the town. To learn even more about this feature and how it works with the Edge screen, check out my S7 Edge specific review by clicking the banner on the screen or the link in the description. All the data on the S7 is encrypted to keep you safe. If you want to take that a step further, you can require a password or pattern every time the phone is turned on from being completely off, further protecting your data. Speaking of encryption, you can even encrypt your microSD card so only your device can read the card. This way, no one can steal your SD card and get any information out of it, even if they put it in a different Galaxy S7. Just remember to decrypt it before trading in your S7 for a Note 6 or S8 next year. Otherwise, you'll never get your data back. The front-facing camera has real-time HDR, which makes for great selfies even when the sun is directly behind you. Pop-up calls allow you to finish what you were doing before answering a call. Pop-up messages allow you to quickly reply to a message without interrupting the app you currently have open. It has a front-facing flash option that makes the entire screen turn white to light up your face for selfies in dark places. The Messages app has a bunch of useful features. You can schedule messages to be sent on a specific day or time so you don't forget to send someone a birthday text. Raising the phone to your ear will automatically call the person you're currently messaging. This also works when looking at a contact in the phone app. You can change the size of your text messages by pinching in and out. You can add favorites that stay at the top for quick access. You can leave a group conversation. Tapping the attachments icon when writing a message brings up a bunch of your recent pictures so you can quickly and easily share the pictures you just took. And you can see an album of all the pictures ever sent back and forth between you and any specific contact and either view them or save any of them to your phone. It's been ranked by many as having the best camera on a smartphone for taking low-light photos in auto mode. Now time for some bonus features that didn't quite make the top 100 list. You can download Samsung's Kids Mode app, which locks kids into a safe and fun app. This mode is even locked with a pin to keep kids from getting out of it. You can print on just about any printer you have directly from the S7. This is a great feature if you need to quickly print a document that someone just emailed to you. You can turn on notification reminder to make your phone vibrate or make a sound after a customizable amount of time if you haven't acted on or dismissed a notification. Depending on your carrier, you may have Video Call, which works like FaceTime for iOS devices. The camera has an outrageous amount of downloadable effects, so you don't have to download a separate camera app just to apply some cool effects. It has a dual camera mode, which is great for getting scenic shots of you and a loved one. You can change what the volume keys do in the camera app. You can have them either take a picture, take a video, or control the digital zoom. Since the S7 has Android Marshmallow, you can adjust the permissions of any app you have installed. So if you don't want an app to have access to your photos, you can just disable that permission. You can get a USB on-the-go cable to connect almost any USB accessory to your phone, including an external storage, cameras to either charge them or copy photos from them, other smartphones to simply charge one with the other, and much more. There are advanced notification settings for each app you have installed that allow you to enable or disable all sorts of notification features. The clock app icon shows the real time, and the calendar icon shows the real date. Flappy Bird is built right in as an Easter egg. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video. You've joined the ranks of the most hardcore viewers. Either that or you just skipped to the end of the video, but either way, I won't know the difference. So, let's do something a little fun here. When you comment down below, whatever it is, doesn't matter what you comment, if you comment anything, put the hashtag warrior after the comment, and it'll be our little secret, because then I'll know that you made it to the end of the video. Maybe you just skipped there, I don't know, but I'm going to pretend that you watched through to the very end, and that's going to be our little secret. So when people ask, why are you writing hashtag warrior? Don't say anything. Just pretend they didn't comment. Just ignore it, and we'll see how long we can keep this going. Being the internet, it's probably only going to last like 30 seconds, because the first guy to watch the video is going to skip to the end and then write in the comments what warrior means. It'll be the first comment I get. But hey, you know what? I have faith in you, internet peoples of the world. Let's do this. All right. That's it for this Techisode, guys. I'll see you in the next one.